know, I don't like to do mods on this channel, but what about mods with historical importance? What about this enormously influential period in the 90s when third-party content was distributed on the internet at 2.5 kilobytes a second for nothing by passionate fans? See, when id Software released Wolfenstein 3D, there was a not insignificant number of people who tried to create custom content. Levels, graphics, whatever they could hack the game into. So, id Software Dark Scion and genetically enhanced future hominid, indifferent to the whims of Cosmic Boundaries John Carmack, decided to make the Doom engine as moddable as possible. All the game's resources, graphics, sounds, music, levels, were all placed into a file called a WAD, which is short for Where's All the Data. This led to people making programs to modify Doom. DEU, or Doom Editing Utility, was the first level editing program released for Doom. It came out about a month and a half after the game itself. Obviously, we've seen terrible Doom shovelware on the channel, but that's not what I want to look at today. I want to look at that real shit. In the early days, people made bad levels, sure. But they also made things that impressed the designers, like Star Wars Doom. In the early days, these were called TCs. Total conversions. It was what we called mods back when FPS games were all called Doom clones. Star Wars Doom is kinda cool to look at, right? This came out in 1995, so it's slightly ahead of the more trashy early TCs. Also, if I play it with the sound on... Oh yeah, a mess of clips that people recorded with shitty microphones off of VHS tapes. Bit Crush to be featured here. If you're looking for something that just changes Doom's theme without getting rid of all the levels you love so much, well, you can always pick up one of the myriad of graphics and sound replacements, like Simpsons Doom. Oh, that sounds great. What about South Park Doom? Or how about the 90s favorite punching bag? The one that didn't blow the president. Honestly, she could have done better. Now, these terrible, awful, unplayable proto shitposts are not what I want to waste everybody's time talking about. No, now that I can actually remember playing these as a child, because they cloned the rest of my brain back and haven't taken it away. Yet. He's waiting until I go to sleep.
No, I'm not. Here, have some warm milk.
No.
Okay, how about some ether?
Oh shit, yeah, soak a rag for me. I'll be back tomorrow. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Doom modding, which would grow a community that would become so big and so creative that it would be able to produce things like Ashes 2063 and Sulaco, both running on the king of advanced source ports, GZ Doom. Oh, my mistake, UZ Doom. You know, they just took out half of my brain and I'm still not stupid enough to try and put ChatGPT code into a GPL project. Like, what the fuck are you even doing? So to start off the proceedings, I'd like to take a look at what I consider to be an average mid-90s Doom TC. It's not the best, or the worst, but I think it's emblematic of the time. Evil Dead is one of Doom's cited inspirations. I mean, you have Chainsaw, and in Doom 2 you have proper boomstick. It's like peanut butter and Gelignite. If you don't know about Evil Dead and Army of Darkness, I don't know how you found this channel or played any classic shooters before this. You must have been pretty lost during that Evil Dead Regeneration video. This is in essence a total conversion because it changes graphics, weapons, and even some of the behavior, which was not something that you could originally modify. Stuff like Star Wars Doom was all graphics and sound, smoke and mirrors, where everything underneath was still pure Doom. Before source ports, it was messy trying to edit the actual game behavior. You had to patch the executable itself and fuck your game up. This meant installing one of these DEH files created with a program called dhacked, and thank God all modern source ports just load this thing and apply it. It did simple things like changing the name of levels, or any text string you wanted, or, you know, making the shotgun shoot super fast.
You're going to die!
Yeah, this is the shotgun, not the double-barreled, because this is a Doom 1 mod. They replaced the shotgun graphics with the super shotgun graphics and removed reloading entirely to be as faithful to the movie as possible. Bruce Campbell only reloads when it's cool. You start off with the cabin from the movies, yet you already have the metal gauntlet Ash gets later.
Groovy.
My god, the continuity errors. I would never stand for such shoddy filming. I mean, it's fine. It's not really detailed, but they got the layout of the cabin mostly right. Grab your Necronomicon.
Necronomicon Ex Mortis, the Book of the Dead.
It's a key now. Then grab Linda's necklace, which is also a key, and an amulet from Hexen, and then kill these Hexen centaurs. I can't stress how cathartic it is to kill these things in one blast from a shotgun. Because they're imps. The graphics have changed. Unfortunately, the hitboxes haven't, so this wide target only lets you hit like this much right here. Then, more Hexen enemies. These replace the Cacodemon and function identically. When you do beat the first level, you're transported back to medieval times in Arthur's castle to do battle. Now, while this mostly basically follows the story, it is mostly an excuse to run around levels shooting hordes of monsters. Skeletons that replace pink demons and barons of hell. Hexen graphics that overwrite imps, cacodemons, and lost souls, and that's it. Like I said, it isn't bad, especially when compared to stuff from the era, but it is primitive and kind of a slog to play after a while. The third level, the pit, not to be confused with the pit from Doom 2, takes place inside this thing from the movie and has expansive underground areas that you'll find eventually after going through a giant fuck-ugly maze of the same two monsters plus a ton of switch hunts that don't seem to make a lot of sense. Yeah, run all the way back to the beginning behind this silver wall to press a button that raises a platform in this blood pool on the other side of the map. Very cool, thank you, Army of Darkness, Doom. You gather weapons that mostly act like Doom weapons. The shotgun's a little faster, the pistol is absent, the chain gun is replaced by a Winchester because Ash can fire those like an automatic weapon without needing to reload. A heretic crossbow with explosive arrows, a torch that works like a plasma rifle, and the BFG that tosses big explosive bags like in the movie.
Blow your butt, the kingdom come! It's gonna hurt! Blow your butt, the kingdom come!
Now, explosive arrows are pretty scarce throughout the episode unless you need to take down Bad Ash, who replaces the Cyber Demon. Because then the game will give you tons of them, wanting you to rocket duel the Cyber Demon. How about no? How about fuck you?
Good. Bad. I'm the guy with the gun.
And then, even more questionably, when you revisit the castle later to face him, there's a crusher at the entrance. I never have to fight Bad Ash. Later, boner. There are glimpses of the kind of high-quality stuff you'd see in other, better TCs, like this part.
Whoa. Wrong book.
How did they do that? I had no idea, so I cracked it open in Doom Builder and looked. That's a zombie man. It's been hacked up to toss a projectile at you, and that's the only purpose it serves. Cool. And when it's over, you either end up blasting through a truly infested S-Mort, or the secret post-apocalyptic original ending if you find that exit. It's all very user map feeling, you know, it's not quite polished, but it's a valiant effort. Next, we're moving on to something a little more high profile, another franchise that was pivotal to Doom's aesthetic. Now, this is the stuff legends are made of. A man by the name of Justin Fisher created the Aliens TC. It is considered the very first total conversion, coming out in 1994 around the same time as Doom 2. It drove the burgeoning community absolutely wild. And I know because I was a young kid playing this thing. This was still Doom, I guess, but it did a lot of interesting things that a lot of future TCs wouldn't be able to live up to. Let's start with the fact that you enter this huge level, starting at the landing pads, and while you're still searching for keys to open doors, there's no enemies. The first level of this TC exists to build tension, like in the movie. And it's great. Little snippets of movie quotes play, like when you get to the end of level 1, Apone chimes in,
Sir, this place is dead. Whatever happened here, I think we missed it.
That is D-Hackhead stuff. That's one of Doom's props repurposed to be invisible and play a voice clip when you get close. And while it doesn't quite look like that movie, you know, because it's Doom, it tries very hard with some custom graphics. It's still 1994 and nobody could align textures properly, so yeah, it looks like this. I don't know why the railing textures have disappeared. You get all your Colonial Marine weapons. Pistol, shotgun for close encounters, pulse rifle and grenade launcher on slot 4 and 5, replacing the chain gun and rocket launcher. launcher, and the smart gun replacing the plasma gun. No flamethrower, unfortunately, we just weren't there yet, it couldn't be done. And if you keep your eyes open, you'll have all of these weapons by the time you see your first xenomorph. Unlike Army of Darkness, this follows the movie very closely. First level is scoping out the empty colony. The second is when the Marines find the hive and everything goes to shit. Yes, they are coming out of the goddamn walls. And you'd better shoot these eggs because they will open and a facehugger will attack you. This was before facehuggers in games were one-hit kills, so they're not that bad. They're tweaked lost souls that don't fly. Whatever, that totally works. Xenomorphs are retextured pink demons and imps, the imps tossing acid at you, and it works. It really works. While you can't see the motion tracker, monster idle sounds have been replaced by the beep from it, which is fucking genius.
Nice and easy.
Alert sounds include scare chords from the movie as they come out. The hive itself, while it is simple, boxy corridors, is decorated with alien gunk. Hellish, fleshy doom textures were edited to be green and slimy like the movie, and it works shockingly well. I may be playing this on ultraviolence, but it's true across all skills that you don't get a lot of ammo or health pickups compared to normal Doom. You're going to be exploring the expansive map scrounging ammo. It's such a different vibe to Doom, and it's incredible that like 1 year after the first game came out, people were already able to do this. A lot of the new graphics, especially the weapons, look great. Each level has a mission objective, and the second level has you locate the colonists, which you do, and then get ambushed. The next level, which takes place in the med labs, tasks you with sealing the entrances. Not just blasting every monster you can, but actively choosing to close off the area in order to stop the horde from entering. And I know you're wondering if the mod went as far as giving the aliens acid blood. Well, no, not typically, but every now and then you'll come across one type of Xeno They look like all the other drones, so you're encouraged to stay at a safe distance regardless. Scenes from the movie are recreated surprisingly well, and probably to the best of anyone's ability at the time it was released. You escape the med labs in the little pipe that Bishop used to get to the communications array. Once you've sealed off the med labs, the next level takes place when the aliens finally attack operations, and it's where my only real problem with this TC starts. The levels get very big, very confusing, and hard to navigate. Most of this level takes place in vents. Oh, and of course, even with an auto map, this is confusing. You have to find a switch that opens a small area that'll bring you to the yellow key you need to exit. The confusion doesn't stop there because the next level where you have to escape to the landing pads is even bigger and has even more side areas and places to find. But unlike most Doom WADs, not every area is full of monsters. They'll find you, but there's always that tension in the air. The aliens are around and your ammo supply is pretty fucking low, and you can hear them around, breathing, setting off the tracker. There's a reason why game devs were hitting up Justin Fisher in the 90s. This is years ahead of its time. Except the secret level, but that was made by somebody else. It's the derelict ship from the movies. You know, if it sucked and didn't look anything like that ship. Running around completely blackened tunnels to set off triggers to lower floors into other blackened tunnels until you finally come upon a nest, and then, no, wait, to open up the next area you need to go to the other side of the map and run through blackened tunnels to open up more blackened tunnels. But then, then is when things get interesting. You get to fight the Queen early and dirty. Suck smart gun, bitch. Once that's over, you're back to the movie's plot. The alien host ship level took me 9 minutes and change, so the atmosphere processor's gonna blow in about 10 minutes. Good thing Doom modders hadn't figured out how to do time limits yet. Fucking yet! You go into the hive to find Newt, who's played in this mod by a yellow skull key. You have to escape the hive. It's tense, tough, and you're barely hanging on. I think I entered this level with less ammo than Ripley did, and without a flamethrower. Everything is burning. The game wants me to walk around like a bumbling asshole to get both the red and blue keys, but this is early in Doom's life, so they didn't properly account for strafe running, so I'll grab both. And then, just as you think it's over and you escape, nope, the Queen, who in all fairness looks kinda ass. I mean, what you have to do is incredible. You know how I haven't mentioned the chainsaw?
Come on!
Okay, so if you don't have the ammo, you go and grab it, and you can't unselect it, so you have to kill the queen with this. It's not easy. The queen basically acts like a Baron of Hell with a melee attack and a ranged fireball that does a lot of damage. Of course, I still did it because I've done it a dozen times before. I played the hell out of this as a kid. The first and one of the best TCs ever made. It was so early in the life of modding that Fox didn't even care. They didn't try to destroy it like they did with this Aliens Quake TC, which Fox buried completely, which is why I can easily find it and get footage to show all of you. While the Aliens TC didn't push the available modding tools to their limit, other attempts would be made. Especially with Aliens. I wasn't even going to talk about this, but I found it in the WAD archive and oh boy. Where the Aliens TC was a masterclass in third-party user content, Aliens Doom 3 Aliens vs. Predator is fucking banana pants insane. Justin Fisher has nothing to do with it. All that fancy dehacked stuff from the Aliens TC has been amplified in the same way that someone might power up an appliance until it results in a mea culpa that causes them grievous bodily harm. Whoa, 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 whoa. No, I sound like fucking Jabba the Hutt when I do it. Let's start her up. Oh, what the fuck? Yeah, dual pistols, that's new. Also, I'm Ripley, I have 999 health, and we've started in what looks like the boss room. But hey, I think that's a flamethrower. Smart gun, let's rock. Okay.
Let's rock!
Jesus, this is insane. The queen is just shitting out facehuggers. I need to find something else. What does this wall of switches do? Oh. After finding evidence of an alien presence on the orbital platform, is that what I just did? You descend to the planet's surface to investigate the research station. None of this matters. The levels in this are borked, chaotic, and feel like they're held together with silly putty. Here's the thing though. Aliens Doom 3 Aliens vs. Predator is full of the most ambitious shit I can find of the era. You enter this level and drop into a massive hive with computer-controlled AI support. Friendly Marines. Well, friendly until you accidentally shoot one of them, which you will because they walk right into your shots. Then they turn on you, and I think they all have 999 health too. This is a Doom 1 mod, but here we are again with the super shotgun, which doesn't work anything like Doom 2's, instead shooting 1,000,000 pellets and consuming 6 shells per shot. It's a hex-barreled shotgun. And this time you get a flamethrower that's absurdly powerful. Not only does it shoot fire, but the fire sticks around and continues to deal splash damage. It takes roughly 10 seconds for any level in this to turn into absolute chaos. Hit a Marine companion once, they'll start shooting you, and you'd better hope they don't have a grenade launcher or a flamethrower or else you're toast. Oh, and alien acid blood? Now a factor. And we haven't even gotten to the Predators, hulking boss monsters that come in 2 varieties, uncloaked and cloaked. They're both deadly. Even with 999 health, this whole thing is a struggle. I don't even know what the fuck is going on when the Predator target follows me.
Where's the turret? Where's the turret? Where's the turret? Where's the turret? Ow! Ow! Definitely ow! Where's the turret?
This level, and all levels, are pretty ugly. Health is hard to come by, so I'm exploring and... Wait, are you... How in the hell did you make a friendly Marine NPC that acts as a medic? How? This whole thing is a giant mess, like a proof of concept for stuff they could do with dehacked while also bordering on being unplayable without cheat codes. Madness. So what if, let's say a few years later, with the modding community growing and gaining more experience, something came out that basically redefined what a Doom TC could be, that used every trick they could come up with to create something truly incredible? What could be more diametrically opposed to Doom's entire essence than Batman? The superhero that doesn't use guns or kill. Well, this mod gets one of those right. Batman Doom, released in 1999 by the Ace team, is widely regarded as one of the best Doom mods to ever exist. It's probably the first time you could play a Doom mod and be fooled into thinking it was an original game. You know, aside from all the Doom textures still in there. Just imagine booting this thing up and being greeted with this. This has all the weird quirks of Doom TCs, right? Like the lines sampled from other places. Like Aliens, actually.
Who's firing? God damn it!
Get him! There they go over there! Get him!
I don't really care if a mod uses this stuff. It's not like William Hope's gonna get royalties, and neither is Bill Paxton. Sure, there's some stuff pilfered from places, which doesn't bother me because everything else on display is beautiful. The art is comic booky, but great. That's not to mention the levels. Oh god, the levels. In the first level, a subway, you run down some criminals and toss batarangs at them. Batarangs replace the pistol, and you'll usually have a lot of them. Other than that, you have your fist, which... You know, even for me, some jokes are too easy to make.
Jagging it, jack, spanking it, jacking it, spanking it, smack.
This subway level has a train that the game tricks you into believing has moved between two stations somehow. I don't quite understand it, but I respect it. It's smoke and mirrors, I think, because that train didn't move. This isn't Sulaco. Actually, that train didn't move either, but whatever. Batman Doom is also the biggest and longest of these mods. It fully replaces all 32 levels of Doom 2 and splits them into 7 chapters that are all based around catching a villain from Batman's Rogues Gallery. Each of these chapters starts in the Batcave, where you just kind of look at a screen and see who you have to capture. And I do mean capture, because they've set this up so that none of the enemies add to the kill count. Because you're Batman. Poke around each of these Batcave stages because every single one has a secret that'll give you access to new weapons early or power-ups. So first up, Killer Croc, and of course... Bet your ass there's a sewer that's like Killer Croc's vacation home. All of these maps, especially for something made in the late 90s, are top shelf. They look great. There's bits of detail in the environments, especially outdoors, that look like professional work. Makes sense, the team that made this went on to found their own development studio, and they're making shit like this now. We love a success story, kids. Let's address the elephant in the room. Batman doesn't use guns. Except when he does. In this TC. Okay, they're called Azrael's gloves, and the Shuriken glove, and smoke bombs. The glove weapons use hit skins that act mostly like Doom's weapons. The Shuriken glove operates exactly like the chain gun, and the blast gun too, which is a super shotgun, basically. And Azrael's gloves fire like the shotgun, but twice. And also a flamethrower, which I guess is non-lethal? Nobody tell that to the LAPD. When I say this doesn't feel like Doom, I gotta point to the very first boss fight against Killer Croc. Now, out of context, it's not gonna sound as impressive.
I threw a rock at him!
At what point in any Doom game would you expect an enemy to pick up something from the environment and toss it at you? How in the fuck is this even possible? This is before Z-Doom, there's no scripting, it's just happening like this. And this isn't even close to the most impressive thing in this TC. This whole thing is basically Doom sorcery before any of the spell books had been written. Old, powerful magics that terrify me. While a lot of the levels take place in Gotham, there's more than enough variety to keep you interested. I should know, because when I went to record footage for this, I got sucked in playing the whole thing in one go. And this isn't my first time playing this. This isn't even my 10th time playing this. Even the more boring city levels are stuffed with incredible detail that makes them visually interesting and makes you wonder how they did it. That's the question on my mind every time something unexpected happens. Like how you go into Chinatown to stop a gang war and the gangs are actually there fighting each other seemingly unprovoked. We're not talking about player-instigated infighting where you step in front of one enemy and lead their shot to another. Oh no, they're just doing it. After Killer Croc, you have to chase second stringer Tallyman, boarding a helicopter at one point, which isn't as impressive as the train, but it gets its point across. It works. I don't really understand all the killer birds, but whatever. Out of the city onto a ship where we smoke bomb Tallyman, who shoots at you with what I think is the Spider Demon's attack, but I'm not 100% sure. Somehow doing this ends the level. Next up, raiding the Penguin's casino. Sure, all of these environmental details are kind of primitive, but they're also unobtrusive and work in the context of this game. Impressive, sure, but it's got nothing on the hospital level with a timer, which I assume is done with conveyors and a voodoo doll? Wait, no, they didn't have conveyors in this. Hold on. No, it's a crusher that will kill the voodoo doll after a certain amount of time. I beat the level fast enough to avoid that, though. Okay, but how in the hell did they make falling damage happen? No, seriously, I see the voodoo dolls, but I don't like how? I didn't hear those penguins explode. No, can you, bitch?
No python.
Another boss fight that feels nothing like Doom is Penguin bombs come out and Penguin rides a helicopter onto the roof. Yeah, all the boss fights are unique. I can kinda piece it together, right? Because all this is using existing Doom code to do something different. There's something in every chapter that makes me stop and just marvel at what they were able to do. In a haunted house ride in Scarecrow's chapter, I know they're using a moving platform to do this, but it looks so fucking good. Scarecrow has kidnapped the mayor. As Batman, you gotta save him, but also keep him from getting harmed because he will explode if he takes too much damage and then you're fucked. Scarecrow has Revenant missiles, which makes him especially dangerous, but then, I have saved Major Kroll. I think they mean Mayor Kroll. As you ride the Batmobile back home, you pick up a police radio call. The Scarecrow has escaped. Your mission seems endless. Wait, this is only level 16. Why is there a text intermission? Because the regular exit is the secret exit and you go to map 31. Scarecrow appears to taunt you, and unless you go through a whole process of luring a clown to a door, you can't find the actual secret level, which is this bugged out mess. But kids, they made a hallucinatory Scarecrow stage in a fucking Doom TC. And then another incredibly atmospheric level on the outskirts of town in a cornfield, where you can actually take care of Scarecrow once and for all. And I'm doing it with a flamethrower because, come on, it's Scarecrow, he's dressed in fucking kindling. Two-Face is up next, and you're fighting through a prison, the city, and...
The coin says you lose, Batman.
We'll see about that. The city levels seem more ambitious as they go on, since this one hides little teleports between floors to give you the illusion that it's a continuous space. Two-Face is probably closest to being a cyber demon since he's got a rocket launcher. Oh yeah, but somebody's got a much higher pain chance than the old cyber demon, doesn't he? Gonna make both your sides match, bitch. I want to talk about the intermission text because they're not nearly as boring as the one in the Scarecrow section. See, this is the 90s when Batman comics were approaching max edginess.
Two-Face is finished. Your battle for Gotham is coming to an end. You feel relieved, but only for a moment. The city is still a hurricane of crime. What can one man do alone in a night of eternal evil and violence? You can only curse the bat that casts a shadow on your heart. One man against hell. Let them come.
The next chapter's about dealing with the Joker, and the first level of that is about destroying Axis chemicals, and when I say destroy, holy shit. What in the blast processing is this? Fucking how? You do end up having to fight Joker twice, because after you capture him, he escapes, and, yeah, that seems to be a problem throughout all Batman stories where he doesn't ice that fucking clown. Him with his giant gun and arch-vile attack. The Joker, despite his infamy, isn't the final boss of this. Oh, right, and you have to fight him 3 times. Not that I'm complaining, because the final chapter, where Bane is the boss, includes 2 levels where you bust into Arkham Asylum and do a boss rush where you put down all these villains again. Oh, and unrelated to that stuff, Fucking how? Bane has broken into Wayne Manor and waits for you in the Batcave. In a strange mirroring of the aliens, TC, you get a new weapon that you have to use to melee him, and you can't unselect it.
You pathetic fool.
Did that motherfucker actually just turn, point at me, toss out a line, and then activate? Again, how? He's leaping around the arena with what I can only guess is the Lost Souls attack. I still beat him senseless. Not breaking my back today.
You are nothing. As you deliver the final blow to your enemy, your body uses the last part of energy which remained. Bane brought the doors of death to your own home, but not even with the power of the venom could he beat you. You are victorious. You have defeated the last and strongest of your enemies. You have brought peace to Gotham. The crusade is over, but not forever. Soon the bat signal will shine high on the clouds of the city, and Batman will rise from the darkness once again.
I would have paid money for this. It's that good. And I hope I've been able to convey the historical importance of this stuff. Doom modding has been a gift not just to that community, but to everyone in the gaming industry. How many people who work in high positions right now got their start making Doom levels? Or just mods, like your Casalis, your McGee's. It's not really like that anymore, but for a time it was. You know what? I looked through the archives and found the earliest level I could from one Dario Casali, and I thought I'd end the video taking a look at it. It's called Run Riot, and Oh no. Oh, I guess this shit started early. Oh, you motherfucker. God damn you, Casali.